Was there any question that your sons would end up playing at Brother Rice for Al Fracassa?
Oh, that's really funny because he's been when you and I were freshmen, they're playing St. Mary's Redford over at Seaholm High School, and it was a 0-0 tie. And Coach, and on a quick kick on third down, we were deep in our own ends, or deep in our own territory, and he ran a quick kick on third down. The ball bounced down to the 1 foot line opposite, and clock ran out. It was like a brilliant game because St. Mary's Redford was loaded that year. Well, he fainted in the third quarter, literally, and we were all like, "Oh my gosh, how can he keep up all this stress and everything?" And that was back in like '72, I think, 1972. And every year, it's like when we were there, we were always worried about not letting Coach down. The last thing we wanted to do is disappoint him because it means so much to him. And while it was our team, and we really wanted to perform for our families and for ourselves, but the one thing I think that really motivated me was I didn't want to let Coach down. And I think down to the last man, I think everybody felt like, oh my gosh, I can't let him down. It would be awful. So that continues now, and I every year, I think for the last 20 years, everybody's been worried about, well, will this be Coach's last year? And it's been going on for a long time, and it's still going on right now. And I think every year, I think every team that gets to play for him feels like they got something special, that they got, they know it. At least the last 7 years I've been at Rice as a staff member, I know those boys know it. Yeah. So it's been something really remarkable for many years. I mean, we all know how much it means to him, and maybe it shouldn't be. Maybe it's just a game, but not when you're playing, and not when you're part of that program. It's much more than a game. It's everything.
Well, the fact that you can go back 20, 30, 40 years later, and he'll remember you, and he'll remember something specific about you, tells you that he treated it as much more than a game.
Oh, he really did, yeah.
He really had a bond with his teams, like the team had a bond with him, and it was reciprocal. And each one of those players know that.
Yeah, and it's really nice to watch it because I see it happen every year. I see, the first couple of games, people are getting to know each other, their roles on the team, and who's got to step up and who's got to bring up their teammates, and there's always somebody emerges that he gets through to, and then it just catches on like wildfire. And like this last season, it happened a little bit later, but when it happened, it was like there was no way that team was going to lose.
This is a question I ask all my former teammates. If you had to pick your favorite captain and you could not vote for yourself, who would you pick?
From our year? From our year, Ted? Oh, Ted, you would be it, man. You would be it. I mean, I remember the three of us.
So I got to get all these things on film.
Yeah, so you can show it to Tommy.
This is the blooper tape.
Well, it was funny, the three of us, the three captains, it was funny, our roles were pretty well defined. You were the tough guy. You were the hardline guy, and that's what we needed. And Tom was, and I was like liberal. I said, you were very strict. I was like, oh, let it go, forget it, and you're like, no, Kevin, we can't let it go like that. It's got to be this way, or it's not going to work. And then Tom was in the middle, and he was like the perfect diplomat all the time. So it was just it was a fantastic group, and I'm still so honored. That's like the best honor I've ever had, was being a tri-captain with you and Tom Gorman. Two guys that, we were blood brothers. We had really been through the whole thing.
One of my first AOL email address was Captain 75.
I remember that. I remember that.
And then, this is as a 30-year-old.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember. And did you have a blog for a while too? And I read that a few times myself. So it was really cool. Yeah.
Well, cool. Good.
Yeah. Well, thanks for doing this, Ted.